Indira. I am with State Public Policy Group and the Iowa After School Alliance. And our presenter today is Shaney Ford from Davenport, Iowa, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hello, like Indira said, my name is Shaney Ford. I'm the Out of School Time Programs Manager for Davenport, the Davenport Out of School Time Program. And thank you all for coming today on this super cold day. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The Davenport Out of School Time model is a community partnership and collaboration through the Davenport Community Schools, the City of Davenport Park and Rec Department, and the Iowa State University Extension Office. So there are three main entities involved in program operations and outreach.
Mm-hmm.
Why out of school time, especially in Davenport, is these are just the basics behind why we put such an emphasis on providing quality before and after school programming and summer programming into our community. Supervised youth have better social skills and higher self-esteem in their students. Out of school time attendees have been found to have better peer relationships and emotional adjustment. The gap between work and school schedules amounts to as much as 25 hours per week, which is a challenge for working parents. And 87% of working mothers say that hours after school are when they are most concerned with their child's safety. This after-school stress can lead to distractions that cause lower productivity, higher turnover, and more absenteeism from working mothers and fathers, guardians as well. Which is why we, within this community, have put such an emphasis in providing quality out-of-school time programming, which the rest of you, I'm sure, that's your mission as well. Just some more background and unscheduled absenteeism in 2004. Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone. Cost businesses nationally an average of $610 per employee, and nearly 1/4 of all unscheduled absences is due to family issues, which include childcare breakdowns. It's also an educational issue. Teachers and principals report students become more cooperative, learn to better handle conflicts, develop an interest in recreational reading, and receive better grades due to participating in after-school programs, high-quality after-school programs. More why after school. The U.S. has more than 15.1 children now left alone at home each day after school day ends. The juvenile crime rate triples between the hours of 3 and 6, and young people are most likely to become victims of violent crime committed by a non-family member during the same hours. Out-of-school time programs emerged as a top priority in Davenport's new planning sessions that the city has helped conduct with focus groups within the community, providing quality programming for students between the ages, from birth to high school, to make sure these students are maximizing their capabilities and engaged in productive activities. Young people who spend 1 to 4 hours per week in extracurricular activities are 49% less likely to use drugs, 37% less likely to become teen parents rather than non-participants. Youth who attend OSP programs spend more time in learning opportunities and academic enrichment, and spend less time watching TV than their peers. Davenport's collaborative model brings the best to the table. We reduce duplication efforts by bringing the City of Davenport Park and Rec in and working collaboratively. We're able to maximize our resources and provide quality programming, and we all do what we do best. We, as the school district, focus on academics, and the city focuses on the recreation piece of things in the efforts. Maximizes our partners' assets, which I just covered. We focus on equal access for families. We have the ability to slide scales as well as access DHS assistance for our students who aren't covered under grants. We invest in community venues by using all the parks and the pools, museums. We are out and about wherever we go, whether it's the school year or it's summertime. We are taking students out and engaging in these activities through cross-curricular approach with our curriculum that we use as well. We provide research-based, comprehensive, seamless programs for youth. And this is in collaboration with the Extension Office through a partnership with them. Jen Best is a leader within this community in regards to providing research-based We contribute to the development of youth and work as a profession. Uh, in Davenport, we have career pathways for our high school students, and many of our high school seniors um, find volunteering working within the Stepping Stones program provides a true touchstone to whether they want to continue to pursue education as for their future life, as well as social services, or if it's not quite their thing. So providing that experience for those students allows them to have that experience that they may not have had. Now, with questions, Indira, do you want me to address them now or when we're finished?
It's completely up to you, Shaney. We can either have people ask questions while they're on the line, or type the questions into the chat box, and then I'll keep an eye on the chat box and alert you as questions come. Or if you prefer to take questions at the end of your presentation, you just let us know what works best.
Well, why don't we just do them at the end, and then we can do the presentation and address questions at the end.
Okay, we'll do that.
History of out of school time within the Davenport community, the 21st Century Community Learning Center. Our first grant was awarded to J.B. Young in 1999. In 2001, we expanded with 2 new awards covering 9 additional schools. That was when the grants were at the federal level and not money wasn't blocked out to state. In 2005, it was the close of all 21st Century Community Learning Centers grants. And it was a little bit of a shell shock for us because we had not incorporated fees into any of those grants. And so we went from over 1,000 kids a night to about 170 across 6 schools. So we had to figure out what we were going to do. We knew our mission was to still provide quality after school programming. We just needed to figure out how we were going to do it. In 2006, we introduced fee-based models at 7 schools, and we also, in 2007, we introduced the sliding fee scale and incorporated DHS in our systems of schools. In 2007, we were awarded a 21st Century grant for 4 intermediate schools, Smart, Williams, Wood, and Young. And then in 2007, we added 3 new sites to our existing 7 sites. Those were all fee-based models. 2008, we were awarded a 21st Century grant for Lincoln Academy. In 2009, we offered 14 sites across Davenport community schools with, there was a collaboration between fee-based models as well as 21st Century grant sites. In 2010, we were awarded a 21st Century grant for Buchanan and Monroe Elementary. In 2011, we then expanded to 16 schools across the district. In May 2012, we had our 2 newest additions with the addition of Hayes and Washington Elementary. And then actually we have a brand new baby on board with Buffalo Elementary has also opened a program at that school, and it is definitely growing. So we now serve 17 schools across the district. We're in every elementary building with the exception of Walcott Elementary and Jefferson Exton Elementary. Our partners, we're a collaborative Davenport Community School District, the City of Davenport Park and Recreation, Iowa State University Extension and Outreach. With it's a triad that we all come together and meet consistently to offer quality programming for the students, as well as address any issues with programming and governing. We're meeting quite regularly on summer programming since it's right around the corner, even though it's 20 below zero right now. I guess it's not that cold, but it's pretty cold. I kind of touched on our sites, our current fee-based sites, which is where we charge fees, and they're not 21st Century sites. Are Adams, Bluegrass, Eisenhower, Fillmore, Garfield, Harrison, Jackson, Madison, McKinley, Truman, Wilson, and then we also have the addition of Suffolk Hills. Our current 21st Century sites are Buchanan, Monroe, and Lincoln, and now we've added Hayes and Washington as well. and all sites are thriving in our 21st century. We have waiting lists for our sites. I wish we could serve all students with programs, but the with the addition of Hayes and Washington, the programs were received with open arms, and parents are so excited that we've had to start waiting lists at this site.
Mm-hmm.
Our programs serve kindergarten through 8th grade and every school day until 5:30. We offer school day out programming as well as snow day programming, and that's with our collaboration with the City of Davenport Park and Rec. So whenever there's a school day out or snow day, and a parent or a student is enrolled in Stepping Stones, parents have the option to send them to school day out programs down at the Park and Rec Center, which is quality programming. We collaborate on our staffing, so the staff that's used is also Stepping Stones staff, and I myself use it as a parent. So I can say honestly that it is a huge benefit to families to be able to have that option to offer that programming at the Parks Department. They have an ice skating rink, they have turf for soccer, structured activities, as well as enrichment. In the summer, we have full day or half day summer program options, depending on what parents choose. The morning is focused on academics, afternoon is focused on the park and rec side of things, so students swim, go on field trips, and engage in recreational activities right within the school building. Learning excursions within the community, facilities, and destinations. Kind of touched on that before. We try to maximize our community and use all the gyms for what we have, so the museums, the park, pool. We keep the kids super busy because they thrive on those sort of experiences. Our staff is highly trained and consistent. We use certified teachers employed by Davenport Community Schools from school day. They transition right into the after-school programs. All other staff are employed as part-time permanent employees of the Davenport Park and Recreation Department, investing in a stable professional youth development workers. Our staff are school day paraeducators, college students who are education, social work, and psychology majors. We also use AmeriCorps members offering service to the community. We work with our local colleges for work-study placement with the American Reads program, and we use high school seniors who are interested in exploring career fields in regard to education, social work, and psychology. These are our free and reduced lunch rates. This is the youth overall that we serve. We have an average daily attendance of about 852,000 kids sitting on the day, and then the breakout of free and reduced lunch. Overall, our program serves 36% free. The Davenport Community School District as a whole serves 62%. We have 64% full, 54% of our students are Caucasian, 34% are African American, 8% are Hispanic, and 4% are listed as other. We are comparable with Davenport Community Schools, but we do serve quite a bit larger number of African American students compared to that of the district breakout. In our our free reduced lunch rate has raised. We're currently serving about 46% free lunch within the program. Funding for our programs. No general funds are used to pay for direct costs of Davenport out-of-school time programs. We're self-supporting. Our focus is accessibility for all families. We access Iowa Department of Human Services and Child Care Assistance. We have scholarship opportunities. We're lucky enough to be able to house a fund within the Davenport Community Schools Foundation that any donations made to the program in terms of through employee giving and things like that, that is housed for us to be able to offer for families unable to access programming. We offer discounts for employees and military families. We have our 21st Century Community Learning Center grants operating at 5 schools. We have several in-kind contributions from the community partners. How do we know it's working? like to talk to our families and engage them because the families know what's best. They know what their children need, and we're there to serve them. So by engaging our families and our parents and our guardians, they're our go-to people in terms of how we want to offer programming and meet the needs of what the community is saying to us. So some of the quotes we have is, this is a program where kids can learn and practice their skills, not just have someone babysitting them. It helps them get caught up where they should be academically. All of the activities. They do their homework, they play, they read, they do crafts. She enjoys her time in Stepping Stone. My child's confidence has flourished. My kids don't run to me when they see me. I have to make them leave. Great program. And that's something that I myself as a parent have experienced because my two little ones, and then my oldest child as well, participating in Stepping Stone. And they do not want to leave. That's a sign of great programming across the board, no matter where you're at. It's a huge measurement for students. If your little people are happy, you know that they're doing something right. There are more enrichment activities that daycare does not offer. More quality time at home since homework is done in Stepping Stone. We work with the parents. Some parents don't want their students doing their homework at Stepping Stone. In that opportunity, or in that instance, the students are offered other academic enrichment activities while homework is going on. We also engage many community partners to bring quality enrichment activities into the schools, the museum, art, physical fitness. We just introduced Zumba to the students in several programs. And it's currently going off very well. I haven't gotten a chance to see Zumba yet, so I'm afraid they'll make me do it, and I do not want to. How do we know it's working? Stepping Stone's office recently received phone calls from parents saying she moved Davenport from Rock Island specifically for the Stepping Stone program. She stated there was nothing like the program offered in Rock Island, and she wanted her child to have all the after-school and programming opportunities. These are the phone calls that come along that really, really reaffirm why you do what you do, to offer this sort of programming for students. It makes our community a better place to live, and it is starting to attract families to our community, specifically based around how we offer different activities for students. How do we know if the academic piece of things is working? Jen Beth, again, I cannot praise her enough. Sadly, she's not here today. She's supposed to be co-presenting, and she's very, very sick, which several people are these days. So Jen has developed an evaluation model that focuses on measuring growth rates and comparing out-of-school time participants who do not participate in the program. We use fall and winter spring assessment periods, and we match those up with the district's assessments. Reading and math are assessed. School connectedness and social competency. If I could speak, social competencies. There's a control group that matches the demographic. This is our outcomes in regard to Stepping Stone students versus non-Stepping Stone students, high frequency words and fluency, students from pre-post test. And as you can see, the blue students from Stepping Stone students, yellow is the non-Stepping Stone students. It's quite an impact when you look at it in terms of high frequency and fluency. So we're very proud of that. We continue to try to make a difference in Davenport through our programming, through our collaboration and a focus on continuous improvement. We offer comprehensive out-of-school time programming, literally 260 days a year. We don't offer programming on certain holidays. I believe the only time we don't offer an out program through Park and Rec would be um, Christmas and New Year's Day. Otherwise, students always have an option in terms of access if parents are working and not home. We, no one, no one organization can accomplish what we have by collaborating together as a community. We've been able to serve more students every year since creating this partnership. And that's it. So I'd like to thank everyone. And let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, Shaney, we had one question here that I saw in the chat box. And the question is, how do you partner with DHS and what do they provide for your program?
You want me to just go ahead and address it over the phone?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Child care assistance is what we access through DHS in our non-grant site. But it is an option once grant funds become limited.
Mm-hmm.
But we specifically use DHS child care assistance for parents who are working and have been approved to receive assistance through their benefits. And so whenever the child is in programs, the DHS child care assistance pays for their fees as opposed to charging them to family. They're not responsible for making the payment.
Mm-hmm. And can you talk a little bit more about the fee structure in general for the programs?
Absolutely. Our fee structure depends on what model a student's in. If you're a 21st century model, you're still charged a registration fee, and fees are never a barrier. So if a family comes to us, we never exclude a family who can't pay their fees. So we have several students who attend on scholarship basis. But every family is charged a $15 registration fee, and we found that the $15 registration fee is doable for all families.
Mm-hmm.
That number that it's not too high, it's not too low, and most families are able to contribute that. And then depending on what year they are in the grant, they're charged a certain amount. If it's the first year of a grant, families are charged $5 a month for their programming. And then slowly throughout the life, through the years of the grant, the fees are raised to help contribute to running of the program. Most families don't balk at fees. They understand that their students are getting high quality after school programming and want to contribute in any way they can. Some parents who can't and who have come to us in regards to not being able to pay fees, especially at grant sites, want to do other things. So they say, can we volunteer? Can we assist on field trips? What are some of the things we can do to help contribute to the program if we can't make that monetary contribution? And we always work with them to offer other opportunities because it's important for parents to feel invested within their program.
Mm-hmm.
For our non-FEED or our non-21st century grant programs, it's a sliding scale dependent on free, reduced, or full lunch status. It's $10 a day for full lunch students. It is $7.25 for reduced and $4.50 per day for free lunch students.
Mm-hmm. And there is a follow-up question as far as what do you charge in year 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Well, depending on the grant, the fees go up. So the first year is $5. At Buchanan Monroe, currently we just started year 4 and we're at $15 per month. So really it depends on what your grant budget is and what you feel your families can afford. But we're kind of starting new territory in regards to raising the fee as the grant comes down. So we haven't, it's still new for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
But parents do make that payment knowing, and we're very open with them in regards to, hey guys, fees are going to continue to raise. Remember, this grant is not going to be here forever. And so we've spoken to, by being very open with the parents, they aren't caught off guard.
Mm-hmm. And then how many
children are waiting on our waiting list? We have a lot of students on our waiting list. Both our fee-based programs have caps, but because we've found it's hard to offer quality after-school programming when you have 200 students that have signed up to be in the programming.
Mhm.
Logistically, a little bit crazy. So, depending on the building, Monroe has currently, we've cleared out the waiting list. So we just brought everyone on board Friday. So we have no waiting list at Monroe right now. But at Hayes, we have currently about 45 students on the waiting list. And we're serving about 80 to 85 students per day.
Wow.
With Washington. And then at our fee-based sites, Eisenhower is one of our fee-based sites, and we actually have about 50 students on that waiting list.
Wow.
Adams is about one page, so it's about 15 students. But, and that's for serving between 80 and 90 students a day per site.
Okay.
Shaney, this is Amy in Iowa City. Can you hear me? Hello. Yes. Hi. I was wondering if all your sites were licensed or not. Since we're a school-based program, we're exempt from the exempt licensing. We fall under the exempt category since we're already a school building.
Right. Okay. Because what we found is we've never licensed our sites until recently when we've joined with the before and after school programs that are ran by community partners, and they're licensed because they just use our space.
Right.
So then we've ended up licensing everybody, so we're in compliance and
how is that
through collaboration.
How has that benefited your programs, just out of curiosity, by going through the licensing process?
I don't know how the licensing has necessarily benefited it. I think we've more benefited their program because now they can have more space, and I think we benefit by just having a full range of kids at different academic levels. Before we were just with kids who were below proficiency, and then we share partners, and there's a lot more collaboration. So in that sense, we definitely benefit. But I don't know how the licensing per se. It's more training and stuff like that for the staff. So
And I guess I didn't. Also, that brings up a good point in regards to the professional development. We currently have a staff about 120 staff daily between program coordinators, program staff, and then additional teachers and volunteers. And so twice a year, there's 20 hours of professional development, mandatory professional development for pre-service for the school year, and then an additional 20 hours of pre-service for summer program that is expected. Attendance is mandatory, and then there's 4 continuing education experiences throughout the school year, as well as we meet with our program coordinators monthly. One night per month, all program coordinators are brought back in, and we meet with them for about 2 hours to go over just logistics and basics and let them meet as a group to help them start to really drive what their programs look like. So we found professional development has been immense in helping us offer that quality programming experience. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
good. I also have one more question. At your fee-based sites that are not 21st century, how are you making enough money to pay everybody off of? I think you said it was $10 a day for each child.
Well, no, it's a sliding scale.
Okay.
So,
Well, 10, or if they're full lunch, and then down to $4.50 if they're free lunch.
on sites, we have between 85 and 90 kids per site, depending on the site, if it's a fee-based model. So our green sites are just as large as our fee-based sites.
Okay. So basically, but everybody is paid off of the
Fees.
From the.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I didn't know if
We're
that was community partners. Okay.
No, all staff are run through our partner with Park and Rec. They're all Davenport Park and Rec employees,
Okay.
part-time permanent, and they actually are able to accrue 20 hours of vacation a year because they're no longer considered temporary. We've invested in really developing our employees, and so they one of the benefits they receive is being part-time permanent and able to accrue up to 20 hours of vacation a year.
So then, do you pay Parks and Rec, who then pays the employees? Is that how?
It's yeah. We
It's a contract with them? Okay.
And then, the uniqueness about the partnership is I'm I'm able to operate as a representative of the city of Davenport Park and Rec in regard to supervision of employees.
Okay.
So I'm able to hire, I'm able to, fire, all those things. I'm listed on all their hiring systems. And being a partner, that's how we're able to operate the large staff. So it's a true collaboration. It's not just a vendor relationship. We truly are kind of attached at the hip in everything we do.
Okay. But because even though they're not a district, you know, that they're an outside entity, they still don't have to be licensed, even though they're in your buildings.
They're in our buildings under our,
under your
supervised by me.
Got it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. And we also have our district teachers who stay on district payroll.
Mm-hmm.
So with that collaboration, it's that true partnership piece. With ISU also bringing in their evaluation skills and enormous knowledge and quality after school and summer curriculum.
Do they stay on? A lot of them stay on in the summer.
Actually, yes.
The school day teachers.
Yes, they do. I'm just getting ready to do a posting for summer because we'll be operating 8 summer sites. And so we will get ready to post for the teaching positions within the next couple weeks.
Okay.
So we have approximately 60 teachers that we employ through the summer and then keep on our school year staff as well, working within those summer programs. And I also have to give a huge shout out to our food service program because they facilitate our snack program.
Mm-hmm.
So food service facilitates snacks as well as summer meals, which are breakfast and lunch. And so truly our staff walks in and snack is ready to go. All they have to do is record how much is handed out and then bring it back in. But having that partnership with DCS Food Service has been immense in allowing us to operate quality programming and having healthy snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good. Sounds like you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Shaney, there's another question here. Do you spend all the money in the year it is collected in your grant?
We do. We